Today we are going to go over the methods of approving hours and leave for our employees. There are several methods to approve time and leave for employees, and depending on your situation, one method may be easier than another. Manager approval is indicated by a red check mark. Employees' approval of their own time is indicated by a blue check mark. Usually, we will approve an employee's hours and leave as we edit and review their hours. As you get more comfortable with Time Clock Plus, you will probably find it easier to combine the two functions. For right now, we will go to Employee, then Edit Hours, and double-click on the employee's name that we need to work with, and see that their time appears. We have already corrected this employee's time, so we will look over the time once more to be sure it appears correct. Then we can either right-click on each time segment, and select Approve, and then Management, or we can choose to approve all of the times shown in the screen by right-clicking and selecting Approve All, and then Management. As the manager, it is our responsibility to be sure that Joe approves all of his hours. We can go ahead and approve the segments that he has not yet approved if they are correct, but we should remind Joe to go in and approve his hours. We should also log back into Time Clock Plus to be sure this has been done before the deadline. We will now move on to the next employee. Now Jane has approved all of her time except one, where she has left us a note. So we will hover over the note and see that she meant to enter 7 hours and 30 minutes, but mistakenly entered 7 hours and 50 minutes. We will correct this before approving her times by right-clicking on the time segment, choosing Edit Segment. Since this time segment is a leave form and not actual hours worked, instead of putting what time Jane left, we will correct how many hours Jane entered for her leave, changing 7 hours and 50 minutes to 7 hours and 30 minutes by going in and deleting the 5 and putting in a 3. We will then click OK. Now that we are done with correcting Jane's time, we will approve her time. We know that Jane has more than one job, and we do not have access to the other job, so we will need to select only the time segments that apply to our job to approve. Otherwise, Time Clock Plus will return an error. In this case, we will hold down the Control key and select only the time segments that apply to our job. Then we will right-click and select Approve, and then Management. We can also approve time segments as a group by selecting the first correct time segment, holding down the Shift key, and selecting the last correct time segment. We will then right-click and choose Approve, and then Management, and see that all of the times are now approved. Once we have gone through and edited and approved each employee's time, we will make sure that we are finished by clicking on Employee, and then Approval Manager. We will then select the dates for the payroll period, click Update, and see any of our employees' times for this period that still lack approvals. It is important to remember that time segments lacking either your supervisor approval or the employee's approval will appear on the screen. There is an Approve option from the screen, but if you are a backup to another supervisor, performing an Approve All from here will approve all of your employees, as well as any other employees you may have access to. You can also unapprove all from the screen as well, but you may remove approvals that you intended to remain. As you become more comfortable with Time Clock Plus, you will find the method of approving hours and leave that works best for you. Just be certain all hours are correct and approved by you and the employee before the payroll deadline.